Let's move now to Durban, and a storm headed for KwaZulu-Natal has been downgraded. Authorities say it's not as bad as was expected. Despite this, disaster centres across the province will be on high alert this weekend as more flooding is expected in some areas. 3 people are still missing following previous storms this week. Our reporter Desan Thathia joins us from Darnall, where authorities are conducting search operations. Good evening, Desan. Is this now north of Durban where you're situated?
It is, Sally, and I just heard you speak about how the storm's been downgraded, and while that's good news for most of the people in Durban who woke up today and saw the sun shining, unfortunately here in Darnall there is no good news because there are still 2 people that are missing. One of those boys that had drowned went missing drowned on Tuesday rather, and was found on Wednesday. And another of those still remains missing. There's also a woman from not far from where I'm standing now that is also missing. She's believed to be in her 60s. And Sally, I just want to give you an idea of where this is and how this actually happened. Right now I'm standing next to the bridge where young Bandile Makhoba was standing on Tuesday. It's believed that he slipped off the side of this bridge. And just take a look at how this water is gushing past now. And from what we understand, that water level has actually come down since Tuesday because the rains were a lot worse here earlier in the week. To add to this tragedy, we find out that his neighbor, Thandukuhle Nzuza, had tried to come to his rescue, and him and about 14 other boys jumped into these waters trying to look for Bandile, and only the rest of them managed to get out. Thandukuhle unfortunately didn't make it out, and it was only later on that those friends then realized that he in fact had been taken away by this water. And until now, it's about 3 days later, authorities are still searching for him.
This is absolutely tragic. So Bandile Makhoba, his body has been found. Thandukuhle Nzuza, his body is still being looked for, is that correct?
That's right, and you know, his family, I spoke to them a little bit earlier, and all they really want at this point is closure. And Sally, it really is the saddest thing to talk to a mother who knows that her son has passed on. That's what she says to us. In her words, she says, it's been so many days, what are the chances of him actually being alive? They want now for those search and rescue members to find his body, and they say that they just want to put this entire tragedy to rest. You know, they want this ordeal to come to an end. And unfortunately, this is not the first or last time that something like this will happen, because once again, to reference this bridge, this is the case in so many of the communities on the North Coast. A bridge like this one is what connects communities to different parts of the area. You find that even now, there are people that are walking past, some that are returning from work, some that are coming home, and they have no other option in many instances other than to walk across these bridges, because that could be the difference between getting home in half an hour or getting home in about 2 hours.
Absolutely, and you can understand someone wanting to take that shortcut. It's actually very distressing to see that. Just tell us what the authorities are saying generally about the storm now that it's been downgraded.
Well, what they're saying is that although it has been downgraded, they have no regrets about the fact that they had issued all of these warnings, warning the public to stay indoors, not to drive. You know, schools had sent out notices asking most of the pupils who weren't writing exams to go home. So the government in this case is saying that they had to do that because rather be safe than sorry. You know, we look at the death toll that we saw the last time around, and that was very high. And they're saying that although the rains are not as heavy, they still remain on high alert. In fact, if we have some time, Sally, we could just listen to Lennox Mabaso from Cogta just telling us what they are still doing.
Disaster centers across the province will remain on full alert and fully operational, upscaled as they were until further notice, because, you know, we are still receiving reports. For instance, there are predictions around this afternoon that there may be localized flooding in areas such as Richards Bay, Utugela, going up to upper stream to Jozini. So we remain on full alert because anything is possible. We are now living in an age of inconceivable phenomena where we can never predict anything with certainty. We must expect the unexpected. So we must stay ready to be able to save lives whenever we're asked to do so.